Chronic Chris of AsgardRadio.com. With me always, we're on a Monday this week, Slider.
Monday.
And this week we are chatting with Chris from Horizon Theory.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about Horizon Theory. How did you guys get started?
Recording in progress.
I started writing music for this thing. It would have been like July of 2021, sometime around there. And then early 2022, we had my bass player, Lewis. He flew in from LA and we wrote some demos and stuff, recorded bass on some stuff. And then we met our singer shortly after, like April of 2022. And since then, we've spent a ton of time writing and recording. We've put out, I think 6 or 7 songs this year, like 7 music videos. So we've been grinding. We did a tour this last spring with Smile Empty Soul and Tantric, and then a festival in Connecticut called Capulet Fest with All That Remains.
I know
had a good time with that. But we've got to, we kind of took our time with this, wanted to focus on the music and the writing, the songwriting, and not just jump right out into touring. So we took our time this year, and this spring we have a tour coming up that's going to be, I think it was 37 dates, full U.S. tour. It's a co-headliner situation. We're an opener, but there's 2 great headlining acts on it, and it's going to be a great tour. Hopefully, I think we're going to be able to announce that about mid-January. So that'll be a good one for us to go out and get our feet wet with this new music.
Right on. And I was telling Jim beforehand, it's the names clicking all kinds of bells, but none of the music's really sounding familiar, and it just clicked. That tour with Tantric, and yeah, you guys played at either the Forge or the Top Fuel Saloon, one of the 2.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. I'm not sure which venue we were at. That's Illinois, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it might have been the Forge. I've played at Top Fuel Saloon before, but it wasn't on that tour, so I know it wasn't there.
Okay. I worked at the Top Fuel Saloon for almost 3 years.
Oh, yeah, right on. What's the owner there? His name's Freak? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good old Uncle Freak.
Man, I'll tell you, Lewis and I, we loved it. We played there probably 3 or 4, maybe 4 times, and we always made sure to eat. We had awesome food there.
Yes.
So, yeah, great staff, great time there every time. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you guys are on with Tantric because I was trying to get. I just started a new job. I left my old cooking job and got a better cooking job, and I just started, and I couldn't go. I obviously couldn't get time off for just starting. So, but yeah, I remember you guys were there.
Yeah.
So you guys, when you said you just met. You met your bass player. You flew out, got some stuff, and then you met your singer. How did you meet your singer? How did this all come about? I mean, you guys kind of just.
So Lewis and I were in a band before together for quite a few years, and we decided to start something new and fresh and go a different musical direction. So Lewis and I had played together and toured together for years. The drummer is a mutual friend of ours from our hometown. That's actually his other band, Nagazi, had played shows with us before, and he's a phenomenal drummer. So, when this all started, we were kind of just waiting for the right people to come along and be interested in it. And in the meantime, I just kept writing music, hoping to kind of build a bank of ideas. But one of the days we were hanging out last April at my studio space, a mutual friend of ours, Jordan, he said, hey, he was over tracking some demo bass for me because Lewis lives in LA and just, can't be there all the time. And he asked if we had a singer in mind or had someone. And I said, no, we're actually looking. And he said, well, I've got someone that might be really perfect for this. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I could have him come out right now. And I was like, kind of him-hawing. I'm like, this, Jordan's into death metal. I'm like, nobody he thinks, whoever he's got in mind is not going to fit what we're trying to do here. I don't think it's going to work. And I'm like, finally I gave in. I said, all right, have him stop out. And he was on his way to another gig, actually. And he popped in, had about 5 minutes. I handed him a mic that was plugged into our computer. And sorry about that. Make sure see you guys swear. So I handed him a mic, and I was like, go ahead, hit play on a demo track. And he listened to about 5, maybe 10 seconds and started singing. And everybody in the room got like chills. It was like Lane Staley reincarnated. I was like, what the fuck? Where did this guy come from? It turns out he lives like 30 minutes from me. And he was like in a cover band, a local cover band. And I'd never seen him before somehow. And I was like, how is this possible? What are the odds of this? He's the same exact age as us. He kills it on vocals. He's local, and he wants to tour. I'm like, and we're in rural Michigan. Like, we're out in the woods, basically the sticks, So to find a singer in that situation that wants to do it and can do it, not an easy thing to do. And it happened to be just super easy for us. So, we got pretty lucky with that.
Yeah, that is, we're at in Michigan, up in.
We're out, Mount Pleasant area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just outside of Mount Pleasant, 20 minutes outside of Mount Pleasant.
Okay. I live in Valparaiso, Indiana.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're in the same region anyway, same area.
Yeah, we're same area. Yeah.
We get the same weather probably.
Yeah.
Or close. Yeah.
I used to be up there, but then a couple of years back, I moved to Kentucky. Said, fuck this snow.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I spent a few years in California. I spent a little time in Tennessee. Inevitably, you just, you start to miss the weather change in the seasons. It's just, it doesn't seem, Christmas in California doesn't seem right to me. It never seemed right.
I spent in 91 or 90 to 91, New Year. My birthday is New Year's Eve, so I turned 22. I had a Christmas, and the Thanksgiving was rainy, cold, nasty, but Christmas and my birthday I spent in Iraq, so it was very fucking hot.
Yeah, I imagine, man. Oh, so you were in the military?
Yeah, I was in the Army for 7 years.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, well, thank you for your service. That's very cool, man. Very cool. I've got some friends that served after high school, and it was not an easy thing, I don't think.
Right, 10 days after graduation, I was in. Yep.
No kidding. Wow.
Yep. And I spent from 87 to 94. I was in.
Wow. Okay, so quite a stint.
Dude, it's the best time of my life. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Now, I got to ask, because I love it when a rock/metal band does a slower song. So, how did Dancing on My Own come about?
How did that happen? I can't remember. So, I don't remember how we stumbled upon that song. I think, I think what happened was, so Lewis was here from LA, and we were recording some demos. And he had to leave on like a Monday. And about a week before that, Josh had stopped in to track some vocals, and he was showing me, I think he showed me a recording on his phone of him singing that. And yeah, that's what happened. So I remember he started playing that, and it got to like the chorus, and I at this point in time, I'm not even really paying attention. I'm looking at my computer, I'm mixing some demos. I'm like, yeah, you got some recording of something you did, and whatever, and I was just busy, so I wasn't really giving it my full attention. And I heard this chorus start, and I immediately stopped what I was doing and turned in my chair, and I was like, wait. I was like, what song is this? And I said, get in that booth right now. Let's track this. He's like, really? I said, fuck yeah, sounds great. So we recorded a scratch track of instrumentation real quick. I grabbed a piano loop and this arcade output stuff I use for synth stuff, and we threw him in the booth. I think first, actually, I had him just sing along to the original track, and then I got his scratch vocals and I built music to it. Threw like a guitar solo in there towards the end, and then we brought the full band in at the end of it. And we threw that thing together in like 3 days, and had a buddy film a video with a cell phone for us. and we mixed it up, and Lewis and I edited the video, and it was just a cool thing, fun, something to put some music out before Lewis had to go back to LA, and just kind of a introduction to our singer and what his voice was capable of. So it was a fun thing we just threw together quick. At some point, we may re-record that for real and spend time mixing it and do a real quality version of it, but
leave it alone.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll leave it alone.
I like I said, I love it when a band does a slower song or a ballad. It just shows how versatile they can be, especially in that vocal range.
Yeah, it was a fun thing to put out and to work on, and that kind of opened up our eyes to what Josh was capable of, to be honest, when we did that. And since then, I mean, we've tracked covers of we've got recordings right now that are just excellent of like What You Give by Tesla, and he just nails it, and like that guy's voice is insane. So it's hard to it's just you get chills when you listen to it. We've got a recording of Patience by Guns N' Roses, some Smashing Pumpkins stuff. We track anything we can think of, or someone says they like, I say let's track it, let's see what happens. So we're sitting on probably 20 or 30 tracks that could be mixed and put out at some point. But
right on. Do a album of covers.
Yeah, we've tossed around the idea of that. We're trying to, we're kind of hitting every genre in a little bit of a way. We just did this cover of this band, the Flowbots, and they've got this song called Handlebars.
Handlebars, and, yeah. I just played it last Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't even remember how that came about. It was like it popped up on a playlist on my Spotify, and I was listening to it. I'm like, fuck, I remember this is a great song. I remember this, and then it hit me. I was like, hey, like that moment right there. If we brought in some big crunch guitars and some big drums, that could just really hit. And it turned into just hearing it on a playlist one day to 2 weeks later, we're filming a music video for it. It just happened really fast.
Well, Jim,
and that was another situation where Lewis happened to be coming in to record more bass, and while he was here, we stumbled upon that song, and we were like, shit, this is really fun. This is cool. Let's do it. And I think within 10 days, we recorded, mixed, mastered the audio. Had Chris Dawson mix the audio for us, does a great job. And we hired our video crew. They drove up from Southern Michigan, and we had a video done in like 11 days. It was crazy. We just, on a whim, we thought, hey, let's do this. But the meaning behind that song and the thought behind that song, we added in a lot of visualization from like the news and stuff. It's just you listen to that song and you hear the first line, I can ride my bike with no handlebars. And it's almost difficult to get past the lightheartedness in that lyric and think that there's anything deep or relevant or meaningful in the song. You hear that, and then it's that song about riding a bike with no handlebars. As you really listen to the lyrics in that song, it's like, wow, there's a ton of meaning behind this. And then you go watch their music video, which is an animation video, and it's like, wow, this is like an extremely well thought out. The lyrics is just really well thought out and meaningful, and kind of represented. I think it's as relevant today as it was 15 years ago when they wrote it. So
yeah,
right. Well, yeah. Jim, we got the song. Jim played it last Tuesday, and then I played it Saturday. Saturdays, cool. I like to do the heaviest show on the radios, just full of doom and death metal. And at the end, I played that, and I get a text. Why are you playing this, man? Come on. It's a good song, dude. Leave it alone.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. But I'll tell you, it's funny. It was the first song we've ever put out that had any negative comments on social media. And I think part of it is a lot of people are very, I think there's a lot of people that are very dedicated fans of that band, of the Flowbots, and rightfully so. And I think that they, possibly maybe they feel a little protective of their music and their genre and their band, you know what I mean? So when they see someone covering it, I think it pissed off some people, like, hey, write your own music, you guys suck. We got a ton of stuff like that. And actually, we've been tossing around the idea of I think Josh and I are going to start getting together, and we're going to take all of our hater comments, and we're going to just read them live. We're going to do a Facebook live stream, you read this one, and this one's for you. Read this, and just film our reactions. It'd be something kind of fun to do. So
that's funny. Talking about having meaning and feeling behind your music. I have PTSD. I have anger issues. Your astronomer came across just wonderfully.
good.
How did it really did? It really kind of. I think I listened to it 3 times in a row before I picked up on everything, because I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about mental health and stuff, and
Sure.
a lot of it hit home. Who came up with that? How did you come up with that?
Well, the music. Let me think. Astronomer. I wrote the music for that like a year ago, and at some point we just started picking through these demos, and we got together one day and started working on lyrics. And before we really worry about words, we focus on phrasing and hooks, like melody. In the beginning, I don't care what the word is, as long as it's sang in a way that is catchy. So we kind of work on that first, and then we backtrack and start writing lyrics and changing words. And Astronomer was, 90%, maybe more, I think, Josh. And, we've never really talked about where those lyrics came from, which was kind of funny, isn't it? I mean, we've never discussed what he was feeling or thinking when he wrote those. I've never even asked him. But I'm assuming, he wrote out those words, those lyrics about a hard time in his life, and it translates great, I think, to anybody that's having those kinds of feelings or thoughts. It's catchy plus meaningful, which is everything we try to do is that. So.
It is meaningful. It truly is. It really. And when I watched the video, that quick, just flash of that noose coming off his neck.
Oh yes. Yeah.
It just quick. It was just that fast coming off his neck. I've had friends, unalive themselves, and when that came off his neck, it really hit home. It really does. And it was like, it really, he burned the picture, of him and his girl, and talking about, we had the little "I can't do this anymore" thing. And then when he took it off, when he finally realized, what, I'm worth more, and took that noose off his neck, man, that means a lot. It really does, because that's what we try and do with our brothers, and sisters from combat. Just, you're worth more than just one person. You're worth everything to everybody. Yeah. But yeah, that was good. I really, for me, and I know a lot of people, we appreciate stuff like that. We really do.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought it was really, it was when I didn't see him do that during the shoot. But then I got the edit back, and I think it wasn't something we had discussed. It was, on his end, kind of an improvised thing. But obviously, more so it was thoughts he was having to put into that, because he wrote the lyrics, and the lyrics have to do with a struggle like that. And I thought that was, a great, he improvised that. And the whole thing with those, the what would you call them? The lines behind us in that video.
Yeah.
So we've never really talked about that or told anybody what the meaning was there. But the whole concept to begin with those things hooked on our backs, was basically being plugged into, the rat race of life, being plugged into, almost like the Matrix.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is, the actor that we had in the video, a good friend of ours named Justin Allen, he did a great job. But the kind of the concept behind the narration in that video was being stuck in the rat race, and plugged into the system of trying to get ahead, but you can't. You try to make more money, but you can't. All these life struggles that you have. Your girl leaves you maybe, or you lose your job, or you can't pay your bills, and you're struggling with pills or alcohol and trying to keep up in life, like the struggle to keep up. And I thought that narration matched the vocals or the lyrics really well. So combined with the two things, I thought it was a pretty powerful message.
Oh, it's a great video. It's fucking fantastic. And like I said, just that quick, I wouldn't even call it a second. It was just a blink of an eye with that news. It was like, that resonated so much with, what I try, what all of us combat brothers and sisters try and tell each other, that you are so much worth. So, but it's really, when you said, like, when your singer started singing, you got chills, that kind of did it for me. That was really good.
Well, I'm glad to hear you liked the video, and I think we've got a couple more. We've got one more filmed that will be coming out on Valentine's Day, so February 14th. It's a ballad. It's a slow ballad with some big, powerful chorus vocals, really emotional. We had a good time shooting that video, and there's going to be some narration in that also with actors. And then we're actually in the process of recording another track for another video before we leave for this tour. Okay. So hopefully you guys like the next couple things we put out, and we'll just keep plugging along on this stuff.
Well, I enjoy, and like Chris was saying, he when he heard your name, he's thinking this band, and he's heard you before, and you guys are pretty much new, but you guys play like you've been doing it for a long time. And when we got this set up, and I was talking to, God, what's her name? Oh shit, I can't remember her name now. The one who sent me all your music, Songbird. What the hell?
Oh, Allison.
Allison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you have got to get me Horizon Theory. You have to. And she was like, okay. She's like, we can do that. I'm like, because you guys sound like you've been around for 10 years.
Well, I'm glad you think that. The whole thing, when we started this new band, we had already kind of developed, our songwriting, Lewis and I, and kind of we kind of realized what it takes and how tight the band has to be, and the songwriting is very important. And we learned over the years, songwriting is a muscle of its own that you have to exercise. Like, a lot of people practice scales all day on their guitar, but creating a tension between a verse and a chorus and a feeling and an emotion is an entirely different skill that you have to practice and develop. And we had done that for years. So when we started this new band, we basically had a talk, and we were like, you know what, let's not put anything out until we love it and it's perfect. We're not in any rush. And really focus on making this sound like an established band right out of the gate. So that was kind of a goal of ours. Was we hoped that people didn't hear this and say, oh, this is a new band that might get better with time. We wanted it to be good right out of the gate. So,
and you guys are fucking killing it right out the gate. I keep asking every time Allison sends me she always sends me your guys' bio, and I'm like, can I please have a media link so I can download their music? And like Chris was saying, I play New to Tuesday. It's a Tuesday show. All the new bands, new songs, everything new, it comes out on Tuesday. And then if it's hard and heavy, Chris plays it on his Saturday show. Now, when you guys go on tour, I'm going to tell you something. Our morning girl, Stacy, we call her Miss Shockwave. She is the most intelligent and up to date, and we swear to God, Chris and I talked about, Chronic and I talked about this. We think she has an in with Ticketmaster or somebody, because she can tell you any tour for any band at any time.
Really?
Yeah, she knows somebody that gives her information, and she has an eidetic memory for it.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, she'll play like a couple songs, and then she'll. And granted, I don't like it when DJs talk too much, but listening to Stacy, I find out who's playing, where, when. I mean, this band is on this tour, and they're doing this show this day, and just runs through the whole tour real quick. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, and she's been with me the longest. She's been with me for about 10 years now, and but she's been like that the whole time. She can tell as soon as you announce your tour, she'll have it to memory. She'll know every fucking thing,
Wow.
every stop, everywhere you're going. If any of us are going to the show, she'll let them know. Oh yeah, she's fucking fantastic. I love
Cool.
that. She's in Pennsylvania,
Okay.
but yeah,
This tour is going through Pennsylvania, and actually, yeah, I think the last show is in Pennsylvania on this run. So
All right.
okay.
yeah,
Oh,
we will be around. So
oh, she'll know it then. She'll definitely fucking know it. She don't
cool,
play.
cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, when we come through, if we have any guest spots on this tour, hit me up and I'll get you guys whoever whenever if we're coming through Illinois or anywhere near you guys. If you want to come to a show, we'll obviously put you on the guest list and just get you in. So let us know.
And we'll definitely get a live video. We'll get interview with y'all too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, great.
We can
Yeah.
do that. We can
Excellent.
yeah, definitely get an interview with you. So I got to ask a question about were you guys doing a seance with the symbol when you were burning candle wax on it?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So we that was we were making stage props for our music video that comes out on Valentine's Day. And the reason we were burning the candle wax, we were trying to get those candles to sit and stay in the center of those symbols. And to do that, we were melting wax from other candles around it and making it stick to that symbol. So yeah, you'll get it when the video comes out on Valentine's Day. It's yeah, like we had, the mic stand and the drums were all laced with like roses and greenery and like red roses, and it's a deep song with a really deep meaning, and it's gonna come out good. So I'll just say that I'm gonna be a fan of this video, I think. So, but you'll see when it comes out why we were doing that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was just funny. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
To the rock gods?
Right. Yeah, we knew that would cause some thoughts. Some people would be wondering what the hell we were doing. So.
Why didn't you just like take a screw or something and go through the symbol underneath?
I couldn't. You know what? I couldn't tell you. I wasn't even in the room. I got that. I walked out of the other end of our studio space and I saw this going on and I said, I don't know what the hell these guys are doing, but I'm going to get a video of it. And that's when I took my phone out and shot that video. I didn't even know what they were doing when that happened. So, yeah.
That was good. I was laughing about it. I was waiting for some fucking.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm not even sure what we ended up doing with those symbols. If they made the cut into the video, or if they were just sitting. I think they might have been sitting behind our drummer on like some speaker cabs just for some B-roll footage or something. I don't know. We had some whiskey bottles, a Yoo-hoo can in there, an ashtray. I don't know. We had some really out of the norm B-roll footage and whatever. So, yeah.
If you guys end up selling or whatever, auctioning or whatever that stuff away, let me know. Obviously, you see, I have a huge collection of cymbals and drum heads. So
that is cool. Actually, I was with Jeff yesterday. We were watching the Detroit Lions win some football, but he actually brought that up, that he's got a bunch of cymbals from tour and from that video shoot out at our studio space. And before we leave for this tour in the spring, he wanted to. I don't think we're gonna do like auction or raffle stuff. We're not really into that. But it might be, whatever, however much a cymbal, and you can pick which one you want, type of thing. But I'm sure he'll hook you up. So you'll see that posted at some point.
Okay, yeah, I collect. If you see, there's a pom-pom behind me.
Yes.
That's from a group of girls called Murder Dolls, and they don't sing. What they do is they do like they all dress up in horror makeup and they dance and they do all different dances.
Yeah, I played a show a few years ago at Incarceration. Incarceration, and they performed like right before us.
What
Is
band?
that? Well, um,
All right, just type it in there then. Just type it in. You know, type it in. I was
yeah.
there. That's where I got the pom pom. Was incarceration.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Yeah, just type it in there. Let me put my glasses on. I can't see it out.
So we just, Lewis and I, our bass player, we just decided to, you know, have a.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. So we just decided to have a clean slate with music and not talk about anything from our past. And
No, that's fine. I understand.
Yep.
We have met. We have met. I knew I knew you.
Yes, we have met. We all of us have met.
Okay. Yeah.
You all were in the media tent, and you guys were walking out, and I got the pair, the husband and wife, to come back for an interview, and you guys went to eat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we met. Yep.
No, yeah, we did, because afterwards I went in there and I sat with you guys, and we sat
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, there was like a media tent with food and drinks and air conditioning.
Yeah.
I remember that show. I came off stage and I I barely made it off the back. You remember how hot it was that day?
Yeah, fucking.
And my mom she came down for the show and drove down and everything, which is cool. But so I get off the stage and my mom's standing there, and I didn't even say anything. I just handed her my guitar, and I ran into our RV and jumped in the shower and cranked it on hold. And my knees got weak, and I almost passed out in the shower right after that set. I went into my room afterwards, and I just passed out. I think I had a mini heat stroke that day or something. It was terrible. Yeah, so I woke up 3 hours later, just feeling terrible. But yeah, it was a very hot show.
It was very bad. But Murder Doll. That's where I got that. Was from Murder Dolls, from incarceration.
Yes, yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That's cool. We still. I mean, we still talk to them, but
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
Yeah, yep. But no, I get the whole. I don't want to go back. In time. I want to move forward. I want to do more. Our thing now, and I get.
Nothing good ever comes from dredging on the past and thinking about the past. And that was kind of our concept with this band, and even the name of it, Horizon Theory, was kind of just it's all about the future and what's in front of us.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever look that up? Because there is a Horizon Theory.
Yeah, it's like an EDM type of thing.
No, it's an actual theory. It's an actual concept.
Oh, I thought you meant another band. Yeah,
No.
Yeah, we did it one time, but it was like a year ago, and all I remember is thinking how cool that name sounded to me, and I'm like, we had been through the dictionary. We were at the point where we were starting to make up words to try to have a name for this band because everything had been taken. It was like everything we typed into Google. There's 5 bands, one in Australia, one in the UK. Like, fuck. So when that came across and we looked for it everywhere, the only thing we could find was this EDM artist on Spotify that had 3 monthly listeners, and you could just tell that it wasn't. I didn't think it was anything we were going to have to worry about in the future. So I'm like, fuck it, let's just grab this name and go with it. And we got the LLC and trademark, and the rest is history. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I've tried to listen to EDM. I can't do it. And I argued with the kid, dude, it's fucking techno. Oh, no, it's techno's a subgenre of EDM. How is a genre that was here first a subgenre of this garbage?
I don't even know what any of it is. Hell, when people ask what genre of metal I'm like, I don't know, hard rock. It's too confusing to me nowadays. Like when I was growing up, there was, rock and then, heavy metal. And that was pretty much the 2 genres that we labeled things. So especially now with the hip hop, EDM, that world, there's 25 subgenres of everything. It's just too much for me. Too much to remember.
Yeah, there are so much. So when are you coming out with the actual dates and bands? When can you come out with that?
I think the headliners are going to announce our tour mid-January. So,
Okay.
yeah,
So not
hopefully. What's that?
not long then.
No. It'll be, here probably a month or so, and it'll be a fun tour. We'll be through California, all of the South, all the East Coast cities. It's going to be it's going to be a good one. And I'm definitely excited. One of the earlier dates on the run is at the Machine Shop in Flint, which is my home state kind of main bar. Like, that's where, if you're a Michigan band, you play the Machine Shop. Like, that's all there is to you. Have to play the Machine Shop.
It's a well-known venue throughout the metal.
Yeah, and so this
world.
will be our debut Michigan show. We've never played like a bar or a one-off or a local show. We did that tour with Smile and Tantric. We went to Connecticut, played a music festival on 4th of July weekend, and that's it. And we've had a lot of people wanting us to play shows in Michigan and wanted to check us out. And I just said, look, when we play Michigan for our first time, it's gotta really mean something. I want it to be important. And a Machine Shop show with some great headliners and a guaranteed sold out show, it's going to be just really cool to debut with this band to our friends and family in that way.
So what's your dream venue? If there's any place in this world that you could pick that you want to play?
There's two places that have always they've always just eluded me. I've always wanted to play them and never. And at one point I was supposed to, but the tour got canceled. There's one would be Red Rocks in Colorado. Just because it's like
Red Rocks. He's gonna say Red Rocks.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But the other one is probably less obvious. Like a lot of people would say, I don't know, Wembley or some just massive thing. I don't know. But the casino in my hometown, it's called the Soaring Eagle Casino. They've got an outdoor venue that is just really badass. Great sound system, huge stage, and when a big metal or rock show comes through, it brings in 20,000 people. Right. So for me, one of the venues that I would really aspire to play would be my hometown biggest stage, which is the casino here. So hopefully we get on a tour at some point in the next couple of years that has that date on it.
Right on.
Cool. Yeah, my son works at Hard Rock Casino here in Northwest Indiana. He's a security guard here, so.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I get all the heads up on who's coming when, and before they
nice.
announce, tells me. So.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Hell yeah, very cool.
Godsmack's coming. I'm like, yeah, Godsmack's coming. That's gonna be a fucking kick-ass show. And then I find out an intimate acoustic night with Godsmack. I'm like,
no.
acoustic.
No, I want the Flames and the dueling drum show.
Yes,
exactly.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How is crying like a bitch gonna go to acoustic? You
Yeah.
know,
You're gonna get voodoo twice.
But that's about it.
You're gonna get voodoo twice.
What's funny? I've got a guitar. When I lived in LA, I moved out there and I went to a guitar school called Musicians Institute for a couple years. And while I was going there, I found this guitar on Craigslist. I checked Craigslist all the time because you just never knew what you'd find out there. And I saw the logo on the back of this yellow Les Paul, and I said, "Hey, that looks familiar. What is that?" And I got looking, and it was the Godsmack logo. And I said, "What the hell? Like, I've never seen Gibson make like a what would you call it? An artist version or artist edition Les Paul." So I did some Googling, and it looked like it was possibly Sully's actual guitar. So I flew right down to this pawn shop on Sunset Strip, and I grabbed this thing for $1,200. The guys in there were like, "Yeah, it belonged to some old rock guy. We don't really remember what his name was." Had no clue. So I grabbed this I get this Les Paul, beautiful, really cool guitar with a custom graphic on the front and the Godsmack logo on the back. Well, fast forward a couple years, and Godsmack's playing the Dow Event Center in like Bay City or Saginaw, Michigan. I can't remember where that was, but we got linked up. I got linked up through his security guy, Anthony, and somebody else, and we actually got Sully to meet up with us. I wanted to see if this was his guitar, and I meet with him, and we go backstage, and there's like Jacoby from Papa Roach. He's like circling around us with his earbuds in, doing like vocal warm-ups, and I remember, I'll never forget. He walked by me this at one point. He pulls the earbud on. He's like, "You should hear this shit." And he put it back in and just went back around doing his warm ups. Anyway, so Sully comes over and he opens up. I said, "I got to see what if this was yours." And he opens the lid on this case, and his face turns beet red. Like I thought he was gonna hit me. He's like, "Where the fuck did you get this?" And I said, "I mean, like I didn't steal it. I promise, right?" Like, so I said, I found it in a pawn shop on Sunset Strip. And he's like, "That motherfucker." And he goes, "Yo, Shannon, get the fuck out here." That whatever Boston accent. Shannon, get the fuck out. You got to see what this kid's got. So Shannon Larkin comes out and Sully opens the case and he looks at me and he says, "Where the fuck did you get that?" Like word for word what Sully said to me. So we talked. Long story short, he had sold his West Coast custom chopper to a guy that owns a chopper museum in LA. And he told the guy, "Look, this guitar was painted to match this chopper. It was from their Changes DVD or album rotation." And he said, "I'll sell you the chopper, but I want the guitar to stay with the bike. I want it on display in the museum." The guy fucking hawked it at a pawn shop. If I bought it for $1,200, that guy probably took $600 for it.
Oh my God.
And so, I mean, yeah, it's a piece of rock and roll history. Like, if you pull up that Changes DVD or anything from that Voodoo era of Godsmack, he's playing this Les Paul on stage. It was pretty cool.
That's fucking badass.
Did you got it in a fucking glass housing or something?
I've got it. It's in a case actually at my mom's in her basement. I hide it there. It stays in the basement. But what's kind of funny about that? I put it on Reverb, which is like Craigslist for guitars, and I was just curious, like, what people thought this thing was worth, and I was just bored. So I put it on Reverb and I listed it for 10 grand. I think 10 grand, yeah. And like in 2 hours it sold. I'm like, fuck. I'm not trying to really sell this thing. I was just going to see if someone made an offer. So I go to my mom and I'm like, "Hey, someone bought that Sully Les Paul on Reverb for 10 grand. I'm like, should we sell this to this guy?" Or like, she's like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? That's Sully Ernest Les Paul. You better tell that fucking guy no right now." So needless to say, we didn't sell it.
Mom said no.
Yeah, she said no. Yeah.
And
that's awesome. That is fucking killer.
Honestly, that is why I love pawn shops and thrift stores.
Yeah, you never know.
A couple months back, I actually picked up a Fender Stratocaster Mini at a Goodwill for $30. I cut in between two guys, grabbed it, said, "That's mine," and fucking went and paid for it and walked out.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Today, I traded it for a set of Dimebucker pickups.
Nice.
That I'm gonna make my own Franken guitar. It's gonna have an Epiphone body with the dime pickups, and I'm thinking either a Jackson or fuck, I can't remember the other one. Type neck, Ibanez neck.
Yeah.
Just to really.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, those Dimebucker pickups are sweet too. I've been trying to get a set of those for a while. So at some point, I've played guitars with a minute. I've just never swapped any of mine out yet. So.
Right on. Well.
Yeah, I can see them all hanging behind you there.
Yeah. I got to start thinning this herd. It's getting crazy. So. Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Making me jealous.
So, all right, let me ask you. Chris asked you if you can play anywhere you want. If you weren't a musician, I mean, you got a tour coming. You guys just kind of fucking bolted out of the gate with what you got. You guys got something special. Like I said, you guys have sound like you've been together for 10 years. But if you weren't musical, if you didn't, you were like, fuck it, we're not going to make it. What profession do you think you would be at?
Well, maybe the one I'm actually still really doing. I'm just days away from opening up a marijuana dispensary in mid-Michigan. Okay. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. It's called M66 or Route 6. We haven't. I'm 66 now, but it's on Route 66 in Michigan. And it's, our slogan is like pure Michigan cannabis. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that business venture.
Okay.
And I've tried a lot. I've tried, several other things over my life. And, I've worked in factories and stuff, and it just never, I always hated it. And I've worked in offices and at a desk staring at a computer screen all day, and I hated that too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff that would be fun to do. It's just finding the time to do it. But
It's another reason
yeah.
I love Michigan. Next time I come up, I'll have to check out your shop.
Please do. I'll hook you up. Yeah, come on up and see us.
Dude,
Yeah.
I gotta say, I've been to dispensaries all over. Michigan has the best prices.
Well, that's good to hear. I do know, I've heard of people out in like Denver, Cali, or Florida, like it's medical, still just medical marijuana, but it seems like the prices are really high. Chicago, I heard the prices are still really high there for some reason, but
Illinois is outrageous
because
because
the
of the
fucking
taxes. When
yeah,
you purchase in Illinois, you're getting taxed 6 times over.
Are you kidding? Jeez.
Yeah,
everybody I know from this area and from like, I grew up in Whiting, Indiana, and I worked in South Bend. I've been to Fort Wayne. Everybody goes to Michigan. Nobody goes to Illinois because Michigan has the best fucking prices.
Yeah, well, it's really low in some areas, and some of the companies, they price it so low because they're trying to just kill their competitors in the same towns. But it's
Right.
like, man, how long are you going to operate at a loss? It's like, geez, at some point you got to start making a little money. But like in my hometown here, I saw this dispensary pop up the other day, seemingly out of nowhere. There's like 9 in that town now. And they've got this sign at the road advertising like home of the $5 gram and like, $14 vape cartridges. It's like, with, I don't know, gram or 2 gram carts. And I'm like, man, how are you guys even making any money? That's crazy.
That was what I picked up in Battle Creek, and I'll
Yeah.
admit the prices in Illinois are fucking outrageous because of the taxes, but their quality is top notch.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have some good quality stuff. At some point, we're actually gonna we're gonna create a crossbreed strain, and it's gonna be called Horizon Theory. And so we're gonna have a Horizon Theory strain of marijuana. We'll do a CBD also, and maybe some, the dog treats, the CBD for the dogs or whatever. So that's a big emerging market as weed for animals, I guess. Like, anxious dogs. People are all about the CBD now for them. I don't know, but.
I hear that I have a dog and 2 cats, and I have more issues with fireworks than my dog does. Okay. I don't go out during 4th of July. I don't do fireworks. I don't do any of that shit. My dog, he's looking out the fucking window like, what was that? What was that? What? And he's all excited. He wants to see what the fuck. I'm in my office. I ain't doing shit. I'm fucking. I got my in. I ain't doing nothing because, too much shit sounds like too much shit I heard over there. So I don't do that. But my dog, he don't fucking care. He's like, hey, what's that? Oh, hey. He's looking up and down the street, running through the house so he can see down the street over the other window. But yeah, he loves the fireworks. He don't give a shit.
See,
that is totally the opposite of the norm when it comes to dogs.
See, down here in Kentucky,
you've got a unique dog, that's for sure.
Yeah, I do. Oh, trust me, I know. But when my buddy a couple of years back, he got in contact with me, and I don't mean to get off base and talk about Iraq, but we were talking about 4th of July, and he goes, "Do you remember that time when we were getting hit with artillery and that tank threw track, and we had to stay there and help them fix it and all that, and it was raining down fucking metal on us, and we were getting shrapnel because they were overshooting us, and then the A-10s tore them up and all this stuff." And I was like, yeah. He goes, "You remember the whistles?" And I'm like, really? You're fucking coming at me with this on right before 4th of July? Fuck, really? I'm like, what is wrong with you? But
Man.
yeah, the whistles and just the shit falling on us. We hear it, and then it was like 3 seconds later we would feel shit falling down on us. It wasn't lethal, obviously, but yeah, it was something. But yeah, it's my dog. My dog, he don't care. He wants to know where everything's coming from. He wants to watch all the fireworks blowing up in the sky, and yeah, my dog's weird.
That's one thing I love about down here in Kentucky. They are very, very pro Second Amendment, especially where I live. And sitting outside, I live between two shooting ranges, so I'll just hear random shots going off, and it's fun because I know no one's actually getting hurt. It's not a drive-by. It's not Chicago.
Boy, yeah, there's some areas that would be nerve-wracking, to say the least, to live in, for sure. We're blessed to be out in the country pretty much where we're at, and yeah, we don't have to worry about a whole lot. But we'll be on tour soon, and it's always kind of a nerve-wracking knowing that when you're going, because you're going into a lot of states where you're not allowed to have a gun. You can't take one with you. So, you're kind of a sitting duck for any would-be thieves or what do they call them? Highway pirates, I guess.
Yeah.
It just, you're a band touring. You can't have a gun with you, or you're not supposed to. And, the penalties can be pretty harsh in a lot of these states if you were to cross over, and it's almost, it's nerve-wracking. So we're always, kind of vigilant when we're on the road, and we got somebody that always stays on the bus and kind of watches it and all that. But
well,
yeah.
A guy
Hopefully
once looked at me and said, "You're the kind of person that would bring a knife to a gunfight, aren't you?" And I looked right at him and said, "Well, you know what? Honestly, I ain't gonna show up empty-handed."
No, no.
All right, so where can we get? All right, so before we wrap all this up and before we get this together, I know you guys got some songs out there. You guys got some videos out there. Where can people? Obviously, I know you're gonna say every download site everywhere, but a specific place that people can get your songs. When you got new.
I'll tell you what I think would be great is when we announce this tour. If anybody wants to check out the show or have some of our music, we're gonna be printing some CDs. We're gonna be doing an EP for this tour, and it's gonna be called the Astronomer EP. And it's gonna be all the music we've released up until this point, and then maybe another 1 or 2 songs. There's gonna be, it's almost an album, but we're gonna do that for this tour, and we're also gonna make some vinyls. So we're gonna have some really cool looking vinyl for most of our songs. Available at the merch booth. And then once we get back from this tour, we're going to focus on knocking out another, however songs it may end up being. And we're going to package that together into the album that's called Radio Silence. And that would hopefully be coming out this fall of 2024, the full album. So we keep releasing singles because we enjoy it and we have to. We want to keep the momentum. But I think we're going to end up with damn near 20 songs on our first record. So
hell yeah, no problem with that. And I love vinyl. Right before the show, up until Jim picked up the line, I was listening to Krakus.
Nice.
Hey, I want drum heads. I want cymbals. I want vinyl. I want CDs. I want everything you got. Obviously, cool. Keep telling Allison to keep sending us your music. So we can keep playing it. We don't charge anything. I pay everything for the radio station out of my pocket, everything. I've been doing this 14 years, and as long as you keep sending me music, I'll play it.
Well, hey, I appreciate that, but when we come through on tour, you're not paying for any of our music. We're gonna hook you up with a vinyl, a CD, T-shirt. All you guys. So
we're also going to help you out on tour as well, ease some of the stress. So while you're on tour, and this goes for any band out there, go to AsgardRadio.com. Click on Asgard Connect. Yeah. There's a list of people that are background checked and vetted to make sure we're not sending you out there with Joe Crazy or Sally Superfan, and they give you a room, a bed, a breakfast, a place to do your laundry, watch some TV, the comforts of home while on the road, so you don't have to pay for a hotel.
Oh man, very cool. Okay, we'll check that out. I appreciate that.
and you're close. You're close to me. So if you're coming through and you have, a day to spend or a night that you need to spend, I got an extra bedroom. Actually, I got quite a bit of room for everybody. I mean, I got,
Cool.
the couch, I got the beds, I got whatever you need, washer, you wash your clothes, I'll make you food, whatever you need. Cause like I said, I'm in Belpo, so anytime you guys come through and like Chronic said, there's a list, and also soon, hopefully very soon, I hear word back from the government, and the IRS. I opened up a 503c nonprofit. So if you go on tour and you have an issue, say you get a flat tire, and we know these independent small bands, local bands don't make money. So you blow a tire and you have to pay for it. On our website, we are going to have a reimbursement form. So you fill out that reimbursement form, you send it to me with the receipt, and I'm going to send you the money to reimburse you for that
That
time.
is very cool, man. I appreciate it. That's a very cool thing.
So
Absolutely.
depending on how much money we can raise, so I mean, like if there's like a rainstorm and some of your gear gets fucking drenched or destroyed, we're gonna try and help you with that. Now we can't guarantee, and we can't say all right, we're gonna do this for sure. That's not a possibility. We're gonna try and help everybody we can, but yeah, we're gonna or if like some of your members get sick, we had a friend of ours band, the Almas. Two of their band members got sick and they had to stay up in a hotel for 2 days. You send us that fucking reimbursement form with your receipt, and we'll give you that money back so you can continue on and not worry about money.
Very cool. That is a very awesome cause. I dig it. We'll make sure to spread the word about your still once you get your everything's up and running and you get your whatever it is you're waiting on from the government. That could take a while.
And you know what? It's paperwork. It's fucking paperwork, and that's what I'm waiting on. And I don't know.
Well, and it's one thing I've said. It's always bullshit. Anything you want to do in this country, supposed to be land of the free, home of the brave, unless Big Brother says no. And all we're trying to do is help these independent bands, and we got to wait for the federal government to say, okay, yeah, you can help these bands.
Yeah. Literally, I started Asgard to help the Chicago bands, and then it just blew up, and here we are 14 years later, and I have Chronic as my station manager doing a fucking kick-ass job, and we're just expanding. We keep expanding every couple of years, and this is something we want to do for you guys. So hopefully soon I will get paperwork in. But hey, Chris, it's been great talking to you. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And when you get the okay to talk about the concert,
sure.
Get in touch with us or tell Allison to talk to us, and we will get you and maybe a few more of the band members on, and we'll talk about your tour.
Yeah, that'd be great. Hey, you guys are near Chicago?
I am. He's in Kentucky. I'm in Belpo. I'm about an hour away.
The first show on the Stewart's in Chicago. So night one.
Oh, right
Where?
on.
I don't even know the venue yet. I just have the cities and the dates. So you could potentially be out for the first show on this run, which would be kind of cool. So
I will be there. You gotta let me know what it is. I will take the date. It's in the spring, right?
Yes.
Oh, April. I got plenty of time. Yeah. Oh,
as
yeah.
long
I got
as
plenty.
It's not April 13th.
It is not.
All right, then we're good.
What happens on April 13th?
April 13th.
We're having. Go ahead, Chronic.
We're having an event at the Top Fuel Saloon. So far, right now, we got Old Fat Bastard and the Dirty Sphincters, Pit Lord, Heartsick, and the Almas. And it's going to be on April 13th, and we're also going to have a raffle, silent auction. I'm going to put a Epiphone signed by Vince Neil up for silent auction. And I got a bottle of Motorhead whiskey. We're going to put in a raffle, a bottle of Blackened, a bottle of Kiss rum, and a bottle of Def Leppard gin.
Sweet. Yeah, very cool. Well, I know our second show is so we've got a show in Chicago, and then the next night's a machine shop. But the schedule is looking like the next couple nights. I don't know if we're going to have anything. We may be coming through. We maybe just pop in and party with you guys.
Please do.
Come
Please.
on.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
Because it's a fundraiser for the nonprofit. That's what we're doing.
Oh, great.
We're
Okay.
raising money for you bands, so we can have the money to where, hey, you know, you send me send me an email, Slider, man, we got a fucking flat tire. Can you help us out? I'd be like, go to the website, fill out the paperwork, because we have to have paperwork, obviously, and we'll send you. Yeah, I mean, obviously, in today's world, with all technology, we can send you the money automatically. You know?
Right. Sure.
It comes right to you, but we can't give you the money. We have to reimburse you. So, if say it's you know, $160 tire, you fill out the paperwork, fill out that, and then I will fucking, you know, send you the money for that, so you guys aren't missing out.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, when we get closer, I'll let you know if that date stays open. If it does, we'll just pop, because we're going west after that, towards like Colorado. So we'll be coming right by you. So if we don't have a show that next night, we'll pop in and hang with you guys.
Yeah, we'll be there. Dude, that'd be fucking awesome. That'd be great. And if you want to bring, and also if you want to bring shit and have it like in your van or whatever, and we'll be telling everybody you're there. If they want to buy your shit, sell your stuff, man. We don't care.
Cool. Right on.
We don't care. You know what?
Well,
Because we want you to
feel free to bring a merch booth with you.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate that. That'd be cool. That'd be good.
Yeah, we're here for you to succeed. Okay, I'm fine. Chris is fine. He's got his family. He's got his job. I'm doing fine myself. You know, so
Great.
It's time for us to give back to what we love, and that's music. So, please come set up a merch booth. Sell your shit. If you want to donate anything, from your merch to the,
Yeah, that'd be. I'll tell you what. If we can come through, we're gonna do that. So
Okay.
I'll let you know. We will do that for sure.
That'll be awesome. That would be fucking great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, hey, it was good talking with you guys.
You
Great
too,
talking
man.
with you
And
too, man.
hopefully we see you soon.
Ladies
Yes,
and
you
gentlemen,
will.
check out Horizon Theory. Listen to them on YouTube, Spotify, wherever the hell you get your music. Like them on Facebook. Follow them. All
Cool.
right.
Hey, thanks a lot.
I'm Chronic Chris from Asgard Radio. With me always with doing interviews is Slider, and thanks for joining.